Hey guys, thanks for clicking on the video, and today I wanted to go over a couple of the new gameplay features and the new gameplay mechanics of Fortnite Chapter 2 Season 2. If you watch my video from the first day of the new season, you'll notice that I died a lot in a lot of strange ways because I didn't really understand what was new. Nobody did. We don't have patch notes. There's no authoritative source to say, hey, this is what's new. And so that's what I'm going to try to help you guys with in case you're just getting into the game, or in case you've played a couple times you still can't really figure it out. And so first off, I want to talk about the map. We have 5 new points of interest this season. You have the shark, the yacht, the grotto, the rig, and the agency, dead center of the map. The shark, the yacht, the grotto, and the rig are all kind of on the extremities of the map. You have longer to get into the first circle. They've extended the first circle from like 2 or 2.5 minutes all the way out to 4, largely because they put these like huge POIs on the far ends of the map, and they've loaded them with incredible loot to make it worth going to these places. And now each one of these POIs is going to offer something that's a little bit different. There are 6 mythic weapons that are in the game right now. All 6 of them can only be found at one of the different POIs. At the yacht, you're gonna find a heavy AR. At the grotto, you're gonna find a minigun. At the rig, you're gonna find a boom bow. At the agency, you're gonna find a drum gun. And at the shark, you'll actually find 2 mythic items. You'll find a mythic scar, and you'll also find a mythic grappler. And so all of these items are brand new to this season. At least in the variant that they're in now, and they're only available at each one of those locations. So that's what makes it worth going there. If you want one of those items, you have to go there, or you have to find the person that did go there. And so these places are incredibly popular, and there are a lot of strategies that it takes to go there. What I found out in my very first game was I landed at the rig. So I'm like, oh man, I wanted a helicopter. There were no helicopters. But when I landed there, I'm like, all right, cool, we'll check it out. Well, I find out there are already bots that are on the ground that are shielded that already have weapons, and it's not like they have great pistols. I landed on TNT Tina, who I did not know at the time is kind of the main boss of that area, and she's the one with the boom bow. Each one of the areas has a boss who's kind of the head person, and what you have to do is, if you want the weapon, you have to go around and find that person. And you can do that by searching the whole map, or as you down henchmen, the lower skilled bots, you go up, you pick them up. You have 2 options. You can either carry them, or you can do a shakedown. As you shake down, it kind of gives you like a view of the map, so you can find chests, you can find other henchmen. You can figure out where the cameras are. You can figure out where the laser cannons are. You can get a view of all of the things that might kill you as far as the AI is concerned. And if you look around, you'll be looking for a little red crown outline. The red crown is going to tell you where the head person for that area is. You go and you find them, and they will give you the mythic weapon, and they'll also give you a key card. And we'll get to that key card in just a second. Now, each one of these areas has more than just the mythic items. They also have these loot crates that are locked crates. This is different than anything else that we've seen in Fortnite before. You can't just walk up to it and search it. It's going to walk up and it's going to ask you to identify yourself, and it'll do a scan. And so you walk up, you press a scan, and if you are in your normal skin, it's going to scan you and say henchmen only, or ghost henchmen only. Each one of the places has a type of person who is specific to that POI, and that crate is looking for that particular skin to let you open it. And so you have a situation. How do I do that? Well, there are multiple options for you to get into that box. Option 1, you can actually down one of the henchmen, pick him up and carry him over to the crate, and then when you get to the crate, it'll say scan henchman, and you'll literally lift up the henchman, hold him in front of the thing, it'll scan his face, and then the crate will open, and then you can toss him aside and do whatever you need to do. The other option is that you will notice that there are a lot of hideable objects around the map. There are more trash cans and more porta potties, and we now have phone booths that are all over the place. If you walk into a phone booth, the phone booth will actually change your skin to match the skin of the AI at that particular place. So if you go to the Grotto, it'll change you into a henchman. If you go to some of the other places, it'll change you into a ghost henchman, and you will match the uniforms of the AI in that particular place. Once you walk into there, you are free to walk around the entire facility. None of the AI will shoot at you. They will think that you are part of who they are. That is until you shoot one of them. And so while you're walking around, you can actually walk up to the chest, do the scan, and the chest will be, oh cool, you're one of us, and it will open up for you. It's an incredibly useful feature. There's also some meme potential where you can walk around, pretend to be AI, and as you see enemies that are sitting around, they may not take any notice of you. You can shoot towards them. So there are a lot of potential. But if you're trying to open these chests, and these chests will usually give you higher tier loot than normal stuff, you're almost guaranteed to get a healing item. You're going to get usually a blue or purple weapon. And so it's worth your time. You're only going to find these for the most part at the POIs and some of the and some of the other kind of secret headquarters, and we'll get to that in just a second. So the other thing that makes these POIs that are at the extremities of the map and the agency at the dead center, the other thing that makes them attractive places to land is not just the mythic items, and it's not just the scannable chest that you get decent loot out of. How each one of these also has a vault, and that vault is where it is at. That vault is where has the best loot of any place that Fortnite has ever put into the game. It is worth your time whether you are a solo player, whether you're playing squads. You want to get into these vaults. The only way to get into that vault is the same way that you get the mythic weapons. You have to kill the head person of each place. So if you land at the agency, your goal is to find Midas. He's the gold guy holding the drum gun. At the Grotto, it's going to be Brutus. At the Yacht, it's going to be Meowscles. At the Rig, it is Tiantina. And then over at the Shark, you're going to run into Sky, who's holding the Scar and the grappling gun. Each one of them is also going to be holding a key card. So if you're the person that kills them, you can walk up and grab the key card, and then as you pull up the key card in your inventory, it'll actually give you a path to find the vault. When you get down to the vault, there's going to be a little box right next to it that says scan key card. However, doing that is going to you have to think through this process, because when you get down there, it's going to be heavily guarded. Not just by the AI, but also by the machine guns that have the motion sensor lasers on them. So if you just walk up to the vault with the key card and you're like, oh, I'm gonna swipe it, you're gonna have a guard with a minigun or some other high-powered weapon shooting at you. You're also gonna have the machine guns with the lasers. So you have to be strategic about it. In some of them, you can put up walls or ramps to kind of block off yourself. The AI is usually easy enough to kill if you know that they're there and you're prepared for it. And then you have some other options too. Your other options are you can put on a box. If you put on a box, neither the AI nor the lasers know that you're there, so you can walk up in the box, you can scan the key card, you get in, and you get all the loot. The other option is probably a little safer and a little more fun. You can actually go and kind of troll other players and say, hey, you guys go out and do all the fighting. You put yourself in a cone somewhere near the vault, figure out where the vault is, and you just sit there and wait until somebody comes to open the vault for you. And once they open the vault takes a good long while to open. By the time the vault opens, you jump out of your box, you laser the guy, and you go in and take all the stuff as if it was yours. So again, you have multiple options, but those vaults, they usually have an air supply crate in them. They'll have 3 or 4 of the crates that are similar to what you'll find if you're scanning the AI to get one of those the locked chests inside the vault. They're not locked, so you can just walk in and open them. There's loot everywhere. It's completely worth your time, and it makes it kind of fun and rewarding to know that I'm going into this very heavy early game fight, and I'm going to be rewarded for being the last person standing and finding this vault and getting all this stuff. And lastly, I want to talk about some other stuff that I don't feel like it's it gets as much recognition right now, but it's incredibly important for you. Something that a lot of people are noticing is that there are less snipers in the game right now. They took out the bolt action snipers. They're not in the game at all. However, there are still snipers. You have heavy snipers and you have silent snipers. And the only way to get these, from what I can tell, is by going into one of these vaults at the POIs or finding one of those locked chests and is either dressing as a henchman or scanning a henchman to get into one of those locked chests. Now, I said before, for the most part, those locked chests are going to be at all of the POIs, but there are a few exceptions to that rule. There are a few other places that you can find them. There are agency hideouts kind of all over the map, and you'll know where they are based on the presence of AI when you walk up. So you have a gas station that's kind of between Frenzy Farms and Dirty Docks. And so as you approach the gas station, you'll kind of see the AI walking around. And you'll also see a couple of porta potties. Those things are going to transport you down low, where you'll find a couple of those locked chests and some good loot. You'll also find another one of these hideouts in Pleasant Park. There's another one just outside of Sweaty Sands, between Sweaty Sands and Holly Hedges, and so there are a couple of different places around the map. So as you're walking around, if you find them, test out trash cans, test out the porta potties. See if there'll be a tunnel, and that is where you're going to find some of the more rare items right now. If you want a sniper rifle, that's where you go to get them. If you want a minigun, that's where you go to get it. You're only going to find miniguns at these POIs and at these hideouts, and so to me, the minigun is the most fun gun to use in the game, and so I try to prioritize finding it in one of these places. If you land at one of the POIs, obviously it's gonna be a madhouse, and everything is gonna be 50-50. I try to land at some of the more outskirts places and get into these hideouts. This season, they've brought back a lot of the fun to Fortnite. There are a lot of fun strategies you can play. We're gonna try some stuff with the new decoy grenades. We're gonna try to see what we can do with some of the explosive weapons and some of the mythic items. I don't know. We're gonna try some stuff, and hopefully we'll get a couple of wins, and hopefully we'll give you guys some good content this season. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you guys next time.